Zeus, long before humans walked the earth, and even before the mighty Olympians ruled the skies, the cosmos was dominant, his strength and wisdom growing beyond imagination. When the time came, Zeus challenged his father, forcing him to disgorge his siblings, Hestia, Hera, Demeter, Hades, and Poseidon. Together they waged war against the Titans in the legendary Titanomachy. Thunder roared and the earth trembled as the young gods triumphed, establishing a new era under the rule of Olympus. As king of the gods, Zeus wielded the mighty thunderbolt, a gift forged by the Cyclopes, enforcing justice in the mortal world and maintaining balance among the gods. From the highest peaks of Mount Olympus, he watched over men and women, deciding fates, rewarding virtue, and punishing hubris. But Zeus's story was not one of simple order. He was known for his passions and numerous affairs, which often led to conflict, drama, and the birth of many heroes and demigods. Among his famous tales, he granted Prometheus the knowledge of fire to humans, only to later punish the Titan for his defiance. He guided mortals and heroes alike, intervening in wars, love affairs, and quests. His judgment both feared and revered. With Hera, his queen, he shared the weight of Olympus. Though their relationship was complex, filled with loyalty, love, but also jealousy and strife. Zeus's influence shaped not only the heavens, but also the moral and cultural fabric of Greek civilization. His thunderbolt symbolized power and justice, his presence a reminder of divine authority, and his stories inspired awe, courage, and reverence in those who looked to the skies. The king of the gods, the wielder of thunder, the arbiter of fate, Zeus reigned supreme, forever entwined in the myths and hearts of mortals, a god whose might and wisdom echoed across the ages. Hera, queen of the gods. In the majestic halls of Mount Olympus, where lightning crackled under Zeus's command, Hera stood as the unwavering queen. Sister and wife of Zeus, she was the goddess of marriage, family, and fidelity. Yet her story is one of both grace and vengeance, a reflection of the delicate balance between love and power among the gods. Hera was born to Cronus and Rhea, sister to the mighty Olympians, and like her siblings, she survived the perilous reign of her father. As Zeus rose to power and claimed Olympus, Hera became his consort, embodying dignity, authority, and the sacred bonds of marriage. Her beauty and regal presence commanded respect, yet she was never one to tolerate betrayal. Zeus's numerous affairs often brought Hera into conflict with both gods and mortals, shaping tales of jealousy, cunning, and divine retribution. As the goddess of marriage, Hera protected women and ensured the sanctity of their unions. She could bless marriages with harmony and fertility, but she also punished those who defied her, reminding mortals that divine laws governed the bonds of love. Among her legendary acts, she pursued Zeus's lovers and offspring with relentless determination. Yet her motives were complex, blending righteous indignation with personal hurt. Despite her fiery temper, Hera possessed a wisdom that rivaled even Athena. She was not merely a goddess of vengeance, but a protector of order within family and society. In myths such as her trials of Heracles, we see both her opposition and her eventual acknowledgement of the hero's destiny, revealing her role as a divine force balancing justice, pride, and moral duty. Hera's symbols, the peacock with its dazzling eyes, the cow, and the crown, remind mortals of her watchful presence, her majesty, and her connection to both fertility and sovereignty. Her influence reached far beyond Olympus, shaping the way humans viewed marriage, loyalty, and the responsibilities of love. Queen of the gods, guardian of marriage, and formidable force of Olympus, Hera's story is one of strength, resilience, and authority. Through her grace and wrath, she teaches that love is sacred, power must be respected, and the divine will is woven into the very fabric of human life. Hades, god of the underworld. Beneath the world of the living, in a realm where shadows stretched infinitely and silence carried the weight of eternity, Hades ruled with solemn authority. Brother to Zeus and Poseidon, he claimed dominion over the underworld when the cosmos was divided, a kingdom hidden from the sun yet brimming with life of a different kind. The souls of the dead, the spirits of heroes, and the echoes of mortal deeds. Unlike his siblings, Hades did not seek the spotlight or the adoration of mortals. His power was quiet, absolute, and unyielding. Hades' realm, often misunderstood by mortals, was a place of order rather than chaos. The rivers of the underworld, the Styx, Acheron, Phlegethon, and Lethe, flowed endlessly, each with its own purpose. The Styx for oaths, the Lethe for forgetfulness, the Acheron for mourning, and the fiery Phlegethon for punishment. Here, Hades maintained balance, ensuring that souls reached their rightful place according to the deeds of their lives. His ministers, including the grim ferryman Charon, guided the dead across these waters, while Cerberus, the three-headed guardian, ensured that none could escape without permission. Though often perceived as stern and merciless, Hades was not capricious. He upheld the natural order with fairness, rewarding the virtuous and punishing the wicked, yet never without reason. His justice was impartial, devoid of favoritism or emotion, making him both feared and respected among gods and mortals alike. The treasures of the earth, gold, precious gems, and fertile soil, also fell under his domain, earning him the title Pluton, the wealthy one. From beneath the soil, life and death intertwined, for every seed that grew above the earth came from the riches of his kingdom below. Among Hades' most renowned tales is his union with Persephone, daughter of Demeter. Captivated by her beauty and grace, Hades abducted her to the underworld, intending her to be his queen. The world above mourned, and Demeter's grief caused the earth to wither, plunging the world into famine. Through negotiation and compromise, Persephone's fate was divided. She would spend part of the year with Hades and part with her mother. This cycle gave birth to the seasons, a reminder that Hades' realm, though dark, was intrinsically connected to life, growth, and renewal above. His love for Persephone was steady, patient, and absolute, revealing a depth of emotion often hidden beneath his grim exterior. Symbols such as the bidon, Cerberus, the cypress tree, and the helmet of invisibility reflected his dominion, his power, and his connection to the unseen. Mortals feared him, yet they also understood that Hades' rule was essential, for without death and the balance of life, the world could not endure. He was a god of inevitability, of the natural laws that govern existence, and of the quiet strength required to face the unknown. Hades' story teaches that power is not always loud, that justice does not need spectacle, and that even in darkness, there is order, love, and wisdom. He is a god of contrast, stern yet loving, feared yet essential, hidden yet omnipresent, an eternal reminder that death is but a doorway, and the underworld, though shadowed, is as vital to the cosmos as the shining peaks of Olympus. Poseidon, god of the sea, from the roaring depths of the oceans to the crashing waves upon distant shores, Poseidon reigned as the formidable god of the sea, earthquakes, and storms. Brother to Zeus and Hades, he claimed the vast and untamable waters when the cosmos was divided, a realm of both breathtaking beauty and terrifying power. His presence could calm tranquil waters or summon tempests that swallowed ships whole, and sailors and kings alike lived in awe and fear of his moods. Poseidon's power was not bound to the oceans alone. The earth itself trembled beneath his trident, a weapon capable of shattering mountains and opening gaping chasms. Sailors invoked his name for safe passage, while cities sought his favor to protect harbors and ensure prosperity. Horses, too, were sacred to him, for legends tell that he created the first horse, stamping the earth to bring them forth, a symbol of freedom, strength, and the restless energy of his realm. Dolphins, waves, and storms became living expressions of his moods, reflecting a god whose temper was as mercurial as the sea itself. Yet Poseidon was not merely a god of wrath. He could be generous, granting calm waters, bountiful catches, and safe journeys to those who honored him. His relationships with mortals were complex. Heroes such as Odysseus encountered his fury, while others, like the builders of magnificent cities, sought his blessing. His rivalries with other gods, most famously with Athena over the city of Athens, revealed a prideful, competitive nature, one that could spark great feats of creation or destruction. When Athena claimed the olive tree as her gift to Athens, Poseidon struck the ground with his trident, producing a saltwater spring, a testament to his power and enduring presence, even in defeat. Poseidon's palace beneath the waves was said to shimmer with treasures of the deep, pearls, coral, and gold, illuminated by an eternal, otherworldly glow. The nymphs of the sea danced in his halls, and the waves themselves seemed to obey his command. Storms would rise at his whim, winds would shift to his favor, and ships could be guided or crushed depending on his mood. The myths remind mortals that to honor Poseidon is to respect the untamable forces of nature, and to ignore him is to risk the wrath of the sea itself. Symbols such as the trident, the horse, and the dolphin remind all that Poseidon's dominion was vast, encompassing both life and death, creation and destruction. He embodies the power of nature in its purest form, beautiful, chaotic, and unstoppable. His story illustrates the delicate balance between reverence and fear, generosity and vengeance, showing that the sea, like the god who rules it, is both a source of life and a force beyond mortal control. Poseidon's legend teaches that true power is both awe-inspiring and demanding, that the natural world mirrors the temperament of its divine overseer, and that mortals must navigate their lives with respect, courage, and humility. He is a god of extremes, turbulent and serene, destructive and protective, whose presence underpins the rhythms of the earth and sea, reminding humanity of the immense, unpredictable forces that govern both nature and destiny. Athena, goddess of wisdom and war. From the lofty halls of Mount Olympus, where the light of the sun touched even the most distant clouds, Athena emerged as a goddess unlike any other, wise, strategic, and unyielding. Born fully grown and armored from the head of Zeus after he swallowed her mother, Metis, Athena embodied intellect, reason, and the disciplined art of war. Unlike Ares, who thrived on chaos and bloodshed, Athena approached battle with strategy, wisdom, and foresight, balancing her martial prowess with logic and justice. Athena was revered not only for her might, but also for her guidance and counsel. She protected cities, heroes, and civilizations, teaching mortals the arts of strategy, craftsmanship, and law. Her wisdom shaped the destinies of men and gods alike, often steering heroes such as Odysseus through impossible trials, Perseus in slaying Medusa, and Heracles in his labors. Yet she was also a guardian of morality, tempering brute force with intelligence, ensuring that knowledge and skill could prevail over reckless strength. Her story is intertwined with both competition and diplomacy among gods. Athena famously contended with Poseidon for the patronage of Athens, offering the olive tree, a symbol of peace, prosperity, and sustenance, while Poseidon struck the ground with salt water, demonstrating the power of might over wisdom. The Athenians, valuing strategy, growth, and culture, chose Athena as their protector, establishing her enduring legacy as a goddess who embodies intellect, civic duty, and foresight. Symbols of Athena: her owl, the embodiment of wisdom; the olive tree, symbolizing peace and prosperity; and her aegis, a shield imbued with divine power, remind mortals of her dual nature, fierce protector and enlightened guide. She was a goddess of creation and destruction, teaching mortals that true power lies not only in strength, but in thought, planning, and ethical judgment. Despite her strategic mind and disciplined nature, Athena was not distant or cold. She formed deep bonds with heroes, often intervening personally to ensure justice and fairness. Her involvement in the Trojan War illustrates both her impartiality and her cunning. She guided the Greeks with intellect and tactics, influencing outcomes while avoiding unnecessary chaos. She embodies balance, war tempered by wisdom, strategy coupled with morality, and intellect applied to action. Athena's story teaches that knowledge is a weapon as powerful as any sword, that wisdom must guide ambition, and that courage without thought is perilous. She stands as a symbol of reason, discipline, and protection, a goddess who illuminates the path for mortals while commanding respect among gods. Through her, humanity learns that true strength is not measured in sheer force but in intelligence, prudence, and the courage to uphold justice even when the world teeters on the edge of chaos.